Universities in the United Kingdom just aren't what they used to be, and academic integrity seems to be going right down the toilet. So recently, a university in the UK has made the news, and it's not good news, I'm afraid. University College London, UCL, is in the spotlight because Associate Professor Michelle Shipworth has been unfairly banned from teaching a so-called provocative course. A provocative course she's led for a number of years now without any previous problems. So, what's going on? During one of Mrs. Shipworth's lessons, a question came up about modern slavery in China. She asked the class to discuss why are there so many slaves in China. A student who happened to be from China took offense to this question, stood up at the end of class and asked Shipworth, "Why are you using such a horrible provocation?" Provocation? Is it provocation to search for the truth in an academic environment and challenge the students to think outside the box? Are facts supported by evidence something we should just all ignore? The irony is that she was using this example for the students to criticize the idea. Although the student didn't like the question and was obviously offended by it, there is absolutely no doubt about it. Slavery in modern China is indeed a reality. According to the Global Slavery Index, an estimated 5,771,000 people are currently living in slavery right now in China. This is something worthy of discussion, especially in a university classroom. And if you want to read more into it, please head on over to the Global Slavery Index website and take a look for yourself. There's a link in this video's description. So anyway, an important topic supported by factual evidence from a well-established professor, and just because one student couldn't take the harsh truth, then the professor gets suspended at a UK university. Not even a university in China. The higher-ups at UCL decided to take the students' side and suspended Michelle Shipworth from teaching the course because, according to them, in order to be commercially viable, the university courses need to retain a good reputation amongst future applicants from China. So there we have it, guys. The cat is truly out of the bag on this one. This is one fact that the university doesn't seem to be bothered about censoring, and that is UCL has over 50,000 students. 11,000 of those students are from China. That means almost a quarter of all students are Chinese. It's no secret that international students pay a hell of a lot more for tuition fees than their British counterparts, with estimates up to £40,000 a year. That's a lot of money compared to the £9,000 annual course fee that British students pay. Now it's all starting to make sense. Money talks, and because the international students pay a lot more money, they seem to be valued a lot more than the British students, and even the university professors. The university is willing to change course curriculum to cater for international students, which doesn't really sound so bad, because a lot of international students come from countries that have similar values to the UK. But unfortunately, China isn't one of those countries. Ruled by an authoritarian government where censorship spreads far and wide, China is one of the least free countries on this planet. Universities in China are not private institutions where the priority is education and the pursuit of truth. No, universities in China are controlled by the state, and students who attend universities in China learn the government's version of the truth. It's a repressive state that provides absolutely no safeguards for academic freedom at all. There's a lot more that I can talk about with regards to universities in China, and perhaps I will in the future, but what I do want to say is that it's quite a paranoid environment, to say the least, and not really the type of environment conducive to a place of education. It's very concerning to see a university in the UK take the route of money over principles and censorship over the truth. It seems that at UCL, money rules over academic freedom and integrity. But what do the students there think about this situation? I decided to go to UCL's main campus and find out. Do the students there think that academic content in universities in the UK should be changed or censored because an international student finds the material offensive? Let's find out. So are you guys students at UCL?
Yes.
We are.
Okay, this is quite a difficult question, I think.
Oh, okay.
But
We're ready.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
We are.
Okay, so here we go. Let me fire away. So, do you think that academic content in universities in the UK should ever be changed or censored because international students don't agree with that content?
No.
If it's factual, then because you're allowed to have your own opinion of it. But if it's just a fact, then you can't censor that.
Also, if people disagree with it, doesn't that mean it's hitting a good spot where you can have good discussions about it?
You can have
That's
a good
true.
debate about it.
Yeah.
That's true.
And
Yeah.
freedom of speech, freedom of knowledge. I don't know. I don't think anything should be censored.
Yeah.
And it's academic content, so obviously it's been vetted and it's gone through a process. So
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what happened here at UCL?
No.
A lecturer was suspended from teaching her class because she talked about modern slavery in China.
Okay.
And obviously 25% of the students here are from China.
Right.
What did they disagree with about what she
They
said?
disagreed that there was slavery in China, whereas if you go online, you do a search for it, you'll see that over 5 million Chinese people are currently living in slavery right now. So,
Yeah. And I guess,
But
I mean, we all have access to the internet. We could easily just search it up.
sure,
Yeah.
and if you're coming to the UK to study, then it should be on the UK's rules.
But I also understand the Chinese students because I don't know what knowledge they've been told. I don't know what media
it's true.
they've
And also,
consumed.
how can we know that the view that we get from our media is actually the
accurate.
correct one compared to what their view is? I think I would need to know way more about the topic.
True,
Yeah.
but their media is heavily controlled by the
But so is
government.
ours.
So is ours.
By our own
By
government.
our government?
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
How the
A million
ownership
percent.
of our,
But do you
most
have-
of our
It's
media's
wi-
owned by
it's completely-
Rupert Murdoch.
And they,
Which is true.
And our governments and like the big corporations that are in control of the capital around the world, they are in control of not only the media here but also around the world.
But at least here you can criticize that and you can openly talk about it.
yeah.
Whereas over there, if you criticize it, you're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically,
Yeah?
no. Because universities are meant to be hubs of free knowledge.
Yeah?
But it depends on the political circumstance. If an international student, for example, who is Russian, doesn't believe in Ukrainian sovereignty, etc., and they disagree with, for example, a politics lecturer who says there is national sovereignty, the UK is quite clear on its stance in the political world and in foreign policy, so at that point the universities won't do anything. They won't even take the Russian stance.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, you could make an argument that if a Ukrainian raised a point that some lecturers are not recognising Ukrainian sovereignty, the universities will make a big issue of it.
Yeah.
So at that point, universities free knowledge, it should be freely available. Nothing should be censored, but at the same time, the political circumstance should be taken into account.
Okay, and you think about it here, like I think something like 50% of the students are international students, right?
Yeah.
So they must have a big say in what's going on at these universities.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, they pay a lot of money. They pay like almost triple what British students are paying as well, right? So do you think money can buy an education? It can buy the university?
Yeah, I've recently had a talk with my seminar tutor about that.
Yeah.
Since you do pay the money, the universities actually do care about you. I mean, essentially their biggest asset, and they can't risk losing students because of outside circumstances, war, etc. So at that point, this is why universities like UCL they always have like an appeals process or like a complaints process, just because you do have the money. Unfortunately, you do have a say in university affairs. You could change an entire course just based on the fact that you pay, $9,250. And if you're an international student, way more.
They pay about 40,000, I heard. The university's ripping them off, man.
Yeah.
They're ripping you guys off as well, though, right?
I know.
I take it you paid 9,000 per...
home,
Yeah. What do you think? No? Okay, any reason why not?
Because international student chose to come here.
No,
that makes sense.
Yeah, that's a really good answer.
So they can, if they don't like it, they can study elsewhere.
I 100% agree with that. Yeah. Are you an international student?
Yeah. Yes.
Do you mind me asking where you're from?
Kazakhstan.
From Kazakhstan. Okay. How long have you been here?
It's a third year.
Third year. Okay. So you're ready to graduate soon?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good luck with that, mate, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Okay, that's a deep question. You know more than this.
Okay. Yeah.
No. I've just seen an article about a Chinese student who wanted to at UCL.
Correct.
Is that why?
That's why I'm here. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What do you think about that?
What he wanted to change
The content of the lecture because it attacked the Chinese party. He didn't agree with it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I can't comment on
That's
that.
okay. Yeah.
I think maybe it's a sensitive issue to talk about.
Yeah. Okay.
Publicly
Fair
for
enough.
Me. But
No, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I mean.
No, I think we shouldn't the lecture content shouldn't be changed because of a student perspective. There are facts and about about China. There are facts about China and you can't change the facts.
Yeah, but the other side to that argument would be that there are about 50% of international students here, and they pay a hell of a lot of money to come here. Over triple what UK students pay. So do you think the university should be sensitive to those students' needs?
I think they should be sensitive. They should take into account the demographic of the university. It's about catering for your students. It's important that everyone feels welcome. Everyone has a sense of belonging here.
They're also here to learn.
They're here to learn. They're here to learn. So
They're
you
here
can't
to
change.
be pleased. They go to university.
Yeah.
They chose to come to the UK.
Yeah.
So
it's Europe, it's not China.
You can be sensitive, but don't change the facts too much, I suppose. Sometimes facts are facts, and the opinion is separate from the fact, I think.
Excellent.
I don't
No,
know.
great answers, and I 100% agree with that. I think that university courses should never be censored, but just because somebody doesn't agree with a fact. If it's a fact, it's a fact. Yeah?
Yeah, well, that's what's happening in the US. But
it happens everywhere, unfortunately. Money talks, right? That's just the way the world is today.
Yeah, 100%. The world's changing the entire time, right? So if we're not keeping current with that, then I can see how stuff might be disrespectful or not relevant anymore, really.
Sure. Okay, but it's censorship, even if that content is true and factual and useful for somebody studying that subject, but it's all of a sudden censored and taken out of the course because somebody from another country disagrees with that.
I think that's a hard call because you've chosen to attend university in the UK. So some might argue that's our curriculum. There's a certain belief set, potentially.
Yeah.
We are also a multicultural country. So I know it's a controversial matter, but censoring something for other beliefs, maybe of a different country, might not be the right way to go.
No.
Okay, why not? Why do you think
Because
no?
my dad's really smart and I saw him shaking his head no.
Okay. So because your dad said no. Sir, why do you think so? Come on in.
University's not about censoring ideas.
No, I don't agree with that.
I think the academic content should be preserved. It's there for a reason. So even though content might be somewhat controversial, I think we need to be more tolerant of controversies. So yeah.
Okay, excellent. And are you a student here?
Yes.
Yeah, and what are you studying?
Economics.
Economics, okay, excellent. So I just had a counterpoint because I kind of like to play devil's advocate here. So there are a lot of international students here, and a lot of them pay almost triple what a student from the UK is going to pay. So do you think that money should have any sway or any influence over how the university, plans its courses and that kind of thing?
Definitely not. I think if we allow money to kind of dictate the content, then we're not actually getting to the true grips of each subject. It's more, there's a conflict of interest really.
Absolutely, yeah. I 100% agree. I just like to, So could
I ask the context of the question?
Yeah, for sure. So this university has been in the news quite a lot over the last couple of weeks because a lecturer here was suspended from teaching her course because she included what some people might say controversial material in one of her courses, and there were some international students that didn't like it, so they complained and she got suspended from teaching that course. And
right.
Yeah, did you hear about that?
No.
Oh, okay. It was because of, I think it was some Chinese students, and it was talking about modern slavery in China,
right,
which is a fact.
Yeah.
And they really didn't like it, so the university actually took the students' side.
Right, okay.
Yeah, which I think is a bit crazy.
Yeah, I think it's quite important to look at academics from an objective point of view. I mean, I think things are going to be subjective when it comes to different people's opinions and stuff like that.
So as you can see, the students at UCL have a variety of opinions, but I'm not sure if their voice is ever going to be heard, not in the current climate at this particular university. Michelle Shipworth has still been suspended, and it seems the damage has already been done. She is now being accused of being a racist and anti-China, even though she has taught hundreds of Chinese students in the past who hold her in high regards. It's important to note that none of her previous Chinese students ever complained about her course, and it was rather unfortunate that this one particular student has given all of the other students from China a bad name. Michelle Shipworth's case is currently being investigated by the Free Speech Union, who have asked that all of these restrictions on Michelle should be overturned immediately because there is no basis or defense for them, and I completely agree with that. I don't want universities in the UK to become like universities in China. We must protect our academic freedom and freedom of speech, no matter the cost.